Good evening, one and all, and welcome to round 11. Yes, the finale, the final round of CSGB Racing F1. The moment you've all been waiting for. The champion will be crowned tonight, will be crowned this evening. Will it be Netski, your two-time CSGB F1 champion, or will it be a silly sly guy to come and take the crown? It's all to play for here in CSGB. We have 16 drives on the grid. I do believe we have 2 joining us at some point later down the line. But we are about to get underway for the qualifying session here. And while I get this all sorted for you, let's have a look at some of the track information for the Albert Park circuit. Australia, of course. Let's take a look at the track guide and I'll show you through the title contention standings. But here you are.
The Melbourne circuit is certainly one that needs to be taken seriously. Its combination of slippery surfaces and difficult corners make it a tricky track when it comes to overtakes. Drivers find it hard to pass and will need to take full advantage of those DRS zones if they want to have any hope of breaking through.
So here are your current standings then. As you can see, Netski out in the lead by 26 points. He is then followed up by Silly Sly Guy. Eklund and Rappel will be going head to head as well to the battle out for third position. Basically, what Netski needs to do here to win it in the feature race is win by 9 points. There is also a massive challenge for the team's championships. AlphaTauri have been knocked off their perch and into the lead go Renault. So this is all to play for as well. Closer in the championship standings for the constructors than it is the teams or the individual drivers championships. But here we go then, it's about to get underway. We are qualifying. The first man out is the championship title contender, the man who's taken it all the way to Netski this season. He's pushed him every bit of the way. He had a few races off, and to be where he is so close to the man, the myth, the legend that is Netski, the Englishman is going to push the Swede all the way as he comes now down into turn 3 on the soft compound of tyres. Looking to get good grip out of turn 4 into turn 5, rides the curb on the exit there. Very easy to lose the rear end on this circuit. As you can see, looking good. He did force his way past Rappel on the outlap just so he can get a bit of clean air ahead of him. Doesn't want any distractions now as he comes up through turn 10, approaching the very tricky turns 11 and 12. Let's see what Silly Sly Guy does here. Noah Jones has retired and Sly Guy again all out of shape there as he nearly loses the rear end. So he may be coming in at the end of this lap. He may be setting a lap just in case, but he's not going to be the fastest lap from Silly Sly Guy as Noah Jones is out of the session. It seems out of turn 1 and 2. We'll see if Sly Guy does go around to complete the lap. It looks like he will, but we'll jump back on board with Netski to see what he can do once he crosses the line. And he does come across the line with a 1:21.2, and then Rappel will be the next person to cross the line. And he beats him by nearly 2 seconds. Where is Netski then on track? He's coming around the final few corners. See, Sly Guy's first lap was not his best, but we do have a McLaren round. Isaac Racer is facing the wrong way as he in sector 3. But here comes Netski to the line then. I'm sure he'll beat Sly Guy's time, and he does by quite a distance, beats Rappel by 9/10 too, and he goes into P1 for now. So the man who's leading the way at the top of the championship is the man currently top of the qualifying scores. But here comes Catterson to the line, and an F2 driver filling in today. Into P5 he goes with a Williams next up to the line. It's JD, also an F2 driver filling in as well. And he comes up to the line and takes P6. Abzi, the F2 champion from this season, already confirmed out on the mediums. He has an invalidation on his lap. Fetbas rounding the final couple of corners. He'll be coming to the line next. And does cross the line in 31.33. So well off the pace from the Mercedes driver. Let me just move. I'll just leave that alone. But Rappel, currently the fastest man on track. He has done a Netski, the fastest man on track. Rappel in second. Unfortunately, we have a fast lap glitch at the bottom of your screen. As we now have Hexbence coming to the line, the Alfa Romeo driver, pushing his limits out of turn 16. 6 turns to the left here, 10 to the right. And here comes Hexbence to the line and joins his teammate on the second row. Next up to the line will be, will it be Abzi? No, he has invalidated. So everyone else is not flying, I don't think, at this moment in time. And they'll be returned to the pit lane. And we come out for another lap. Although I do run board with Fetbass, he does seem to be pushing here. In mix 2 on his ERS power, which means he's on a hot lap. Absolutely still going around again, it seems. But Fetbass is going to come to the line, so he will put himself improve from his first lap, which was a 1:33. And he does improve massively up to the front row for Fetbass. Still 9/10 of the pace of Netsky though. No one getting close to the championship leader at the minute, but second place for the Mercedes driver. We do have a few more drivers on their outlaps. We have Absi here looking to go on a lap in the Racing Point. He's got very little ERS in hand, so it'll be interesting to see if he can complete a lap with that little ERS. See if he manages it into the hard braking zones or not. He doesn't seem to be doing so, so I doubt he'll be able to get to the end with the maximum amount of power here. And get a little bit slidey out of turns 12, or easy, very easy to lose the car and the rear end through there and easily go into the inside wall. But he still is going here, the Racing Point driver, pushing hard to try and make a indent into these F1 drivers to show that he is capable. Of course, the F2 champion from this season, Season 3, led the way since the early stages of the season and continued his form. So here he is, nearly losing the rear end, taking it close to the pit wall. And does get himself on the leaderboard after 3 laps, and that is P11. And that's pretty much what you'd expect from those tyres. We're on board with Sly Guy though, the man we want to watch, the man who's going to take the challenge closest to Netsky, the title championship contender. His first lap was a bit of a mess, losing the rear at the end of turn 12, which I imagine we'll see quite a few drivers do today. Pick up a few penalties, maybe see a few crashes through there. Very difficult to keep the car pointing in a straight line at the exit of turn 12. Very easy to mess up the entrance of turn 11. But here he comes then, coming around turns 3 and 4, looking smooth, looking easy on the throttle, try and keep it as pinned as he can through turn 5, and he does that nicely indeed. 4 thousandths of a second down so far, but he's got a lot of time to make up in sector 3. That's where he lost his time first time around. Hard on the brakes into 9 and 10. And you want to try and get as close to the wall on the exit, just so he can bring it down the inside of this Albert Park circuit. Here he comes in into difficult turns, 11 and 12. And Sly Guy does not make them look difficult. He makes them look as easy as you like. His purple sector 2 did flash up there. I hope that's not a glitch. But now he comes down to the long run into turn 13. Clips the inside apex. A little bit of grass as wide as you can take it. Yellow flags ahead. These drivers need to get out of the way as he now comes around 15. Heavy braking zone. Takes as wide entry as he can. Just clip the inside curb. And the final turn approaches. He slings it in there nicely. Easy to oversteer or understeer. And he's into the wall. And like I was saying, it's very easy to oversteer there. And he does that. He's into the wall. He has wing damage. He was on a flying lap. Forzan joins. He needs to be very careful not to get disqualified here, the silly Sly Guy. But as another disappointing lap for himself. Currently finds himself down in 11th place. And this is not the race he would have wanted. The start to the race anyway that he would have wanted. So unfortunately for him, he's going to have to go again. We do have Rainman, I believe, on a lap. Coming around turns 15. He has pulled out of his lap, so he'll be going again on the soft compound tyres. Behind him is one of the Alfa Romeos, but unfortunately Hexbence seems to be just at the start of his lap. We do have a Mercedes coming around the final corner. He is on a lap, so we're on board with Catterson, see what he can do as he brings it to the line. Does he improve? He does by 4 tenths, so 2 Mercedes in second and third. Catterson, remember, is your F2 driver, well, one of them in the session, and he puts himself on the front row of the grid for the time being, but I'm sure we'll see a few more steam and laps. But here comes Rappel to the line. And he improves by 2 tenths and takes Catalan's position away from him. Here comes Peter then, to the line. He improved by 0.02 of a second. And was that Netsky coming to line, or was that Rainman? I think, oh, it may have been just Netsky complete a lap. He did improve, but not by much. So he's clearly shown his pace early on. Not entirely sure why we haven't got tyre data for the bottom 4 cars. Try and find someone on a lap here. Rayman backed out again. Stay on board with Ekelund as he brings it round turn 15. Hard on the brakes as you'd expect. Last corner as you saw by Sly Guy. Just a moment or 2 ago. Very easy to lose the car. He does come across the line 4 tenths and takes second position. The closest challenger to Ekelund, to Netsky, sorry, at this moment in time, but still 5 tenths off the pace. Absi just setting himself up for his new lap as we now have a Mercedes coming towards the line but going slowly, and I believe he's in the pit lane. He is indeed. Netsky also coming to the line, and so will be Rappel towards the pit lane. Is either the McLarens on a flying lap. Jay Prentice is on the final lap, the man taking part in his final race for CSGB tonight. He will not be involved in the sprint race, so this will be his last qualifying session with us. It's been a pleasure. He's been here since the start, and he's been there since all season long, and 11th place is what he can manage at the moment. As JD just came across the line and improved by nearly 3 tenths of a second. Hexpence jumps into the pit lane then. I believe Ekelund will be on his in lap here. Yep, he is. And is Absi. Absi is flying. He's 8 tenths up then on the soft compound, the F2 champion. Here he comes then, up to complete turn 14, down to the run to 15. Taking some nice lines through here. There is the Hungarian, I believe. The only Hungarian on the circuit. And he doesn't choose to use all the exit of turn 16. We've got the power down nice and early and improved by 1.6 seconds, but only good enough for 11th place. 2 tenths outside the top 10. And from we do have a lot of the F2 drivers within the top 10, so they'll be happy with that performance, I'm sure. Isaac Racer is on an outlap. We'll see if Ryder Dahl is pushing, and he is. So we'll stay on board with the Renault driver, looking to try and take the Constructors' Championship tonight, leading by very few points. It's going to be a close battle between them and AlphaTauri. Only overtook them last week, last Monday. They overtook the champions AlphaTauri, sorry, and Ryder Dahl puts the car right up behind Netsky, so he'll be feeling the pressure there. Only 300th of a second off the leader, and Ryder Dahl showing why Williams have been able to catch up so very well this season. That is a good lap from the Renault driver. Sly Guy will be wanting to pit, I'm sure, go out again, sorry, I'm sure, at some point. But while we have this moment on track, I'll take this moment just to check the chat for the video, for the stream, sorry. Please, if you do have any questions, do not be afraid to ask. I'm happy to answer any of them. Or if you've got anything to say, I'll be happy to interact with you. As Absi went flying to the pit lane now. As Isaac is on his flying lap. Brit now around sector 3, using all the track available to him. And hooking up. Oh, I do apologise for hearing this stream. And round the final corner he comes. Uses all the outside curb. And his teammate, sorry, Ferrari just passing him there. And into 4th place then for the McLaren. A nice job, well done from him. I'm sure he'll be happy with that one. As Ryder comes into pit lane. Peter's about to start his lap. As Bowers just setting off on his outlap in that Ferrari. Currently down in 14th place, but I'm sure he'll be looking to improve as well. We'll stay on board with Hexpence to see if he can improve from 8th position. I've got a notification saying it is all dry for the race. So we're having an all dry session, all dry race as well. So we look forward to some brilliant racing here in the finale. But for the race to become any means of a finale, Silly Sly Guy is going to have to really push himself up that leaderboard if he's going to get any closer to Netski. Netski just has to not be beaten by 9 points in the feature race to take the title here, as we now have 2 minutes 25 seconds remaining. Now he's followed through Hexpence as he flies through Sector 2. Very hard on the brakes here. Very difficult corner, very easy corner to mess up. But it can be very rewarding if you do get it right. As well as this complex here, the difficult turn 11 and 12 is almost flat after you change down a gear, depending on how you approach it. But he has gone purple in Sector 2, 2 tenths up on his lap. That will put him into the top 6. He'll continue to push though, will the Alfa Romeo driver, coming in midway through the season. As he goes wide there, keeps the car just about on track, saving himself from an invalidation. Both Renaults are now out on track, which means Sly Guy will be pushing again. But here he comes, a little bit slippery out of 15. 16's looking nice and clean there from the Alfa Romeo. And to the line, just runs out of ERS, but we see that quite a lot. And does improve, but does not improve his position. He's right up behind Catterton, and that is his qualifying over. Absi is on a just starting his lap, so we'll try and find someone who is flying. Just trying to figure out if anyone is. Of course, Noah Jones, the early loser of qualifying, qualified so well in Monaco 2 weeks ago, and today finds himself starting at the back of the grid. But Netski is Peter's out of the running, so he will be no longer sitting a lap time. He finds himself in the 11th place. The Red Bull filling in, the F2 driver, but he's taken part in quite a few F1 races this season, and I believe he is enjoying every part of it. But here goes Netski then on his final flying lap. The Swede steaming it down to turn 3, giving it all he's got here. His last lap of the season, his last quali lap of the season. The man who's won back-to-back titles and back-to-back Constructors' Championships runs wide there, gets away with it. We've seen a bit of this, to be honest, in this race. Maybe Australia's a bit less strict on the corner cutting rules. But he goes purple, Sector 1 does Netski. Pushing all the way, Hexpence out of qualifying. He is over. We have 4 drivers, sorry. No, it is 3. No longer, a little bit twitchy out of 10. Netski trying to pile all the pressure now as he comes through to the final sector of his final qualifying lap. Left, then right. You see how stable the car is. He flings it off the outside apex and down to turn 13. Using all the track available to him. He'll be pushing as hard as he can because he's getting the 118s. If he gets in the 118s, that is simply incredible from Netski. But he's still up on his lap time. He's still pushing, locking up. And the car number 13 rounds the final corner for the final time of the season for qualifying. And he just invalidates on the final corner. He'll be kicking himself. But where's Sly Guy? That's the question. He's down his time in a minute. But remember, both times on his flying laps, he has messed up in Sector 3. He has gone purple in Sector 2 though. Just off his time. He's pushing hard, is the Renault driver. I do apologise if I have been missing out on any people above, but this is the real fight at the minute. The Renault driver dives down his turn 13, takes all co available to him, all these drivers pushing as hard as they can, and he continues to do that. Here he comes then, round 14 into 15, holding the brakes. It's do or die now. Let's hope that he does not lose the rear end. He'll be in the back of his head, telling himself not to mess up. He has not messed up, so there'll be a quicker lap time here from Sly Guy. Where's he going to put himself? He goes pole, a 118.6. Absolutely smashes the lap. He goes pole position. I doubt he'll be caught. Here comes Jay Prentice to the line, looking to improve from 15th. He probably will improve. He does up to 12th place. A good lap from him. Fetbass is out of qualifying. I believe if Absi does not complete his lap, that will be it for qualifying. And well, the duel that started when Sly Guy returned from illness, he is now pole position by 4/10 of a second. That is qualifying done. Simply breathtaking. He left it late, but it was simply great from Silly Sly Guy. He starts pole. Netski in second. All to play for. Let me just run you through this, and then I'll get the scenarios up. Sly Guy takes pole. 118.6, 3.8387 seconds. 0.387 seconds ahead. His teammate, Ryder Dahl, is in 3rd place. So that's great for the Renault team. Eklund, Isaac, Catterson, Rappel, Fetbass, Hexbent, Absy ran off your top 10. So remember, they're looking there. Catterson and Absy, both F2 drivers in the top 10. A great showing from them. But if that qualifying session's anything to go by, I'm looking forward to the feature race we're about to have in a second's time. There you go. Sun is out here at Albert Park, as you expect from a sunny Australia. As these drivers now get their strategies ready, get their fuel regulations set, I will run you through what can happen for Netsky to win the title here today. Okay, right, here we go. If Netsky finishes second, he guarantees himself that he has won the championship. If he finishes 3rd and gets the fastest lap, that guarantees him also the championship. If he finishes 5th and Sly Guy does not win, Netsky will win the championship. If Netsky finishes 6th with the fastest lap and Sly Guy does not win the race, Netsky will also win. If Netsky finishes just 6th, Sly Guy will have to finish 3rd or below to not push it all the way to the sprint race. And I'll keep you updated with other situations throughout the race goes, depending on where it is. But basically, if Netsky is not beaten by 9 points by Sly Guy, if there's not a 9-point gap between them from the point of this race, Netsky will be crowned champion. If not, we're going down to the final race of the season. That would be the sprint race. But they are starting P1 and P2. But just good to see you all in chat. How are we all doing? Sorry I didn't have it on, but I do have it on now. But I hope you're all well. Thanks for tuning in. It's going to be a very exciting race. So here we go. Rainman has now readied up, so the formation lap will begin very shortly. So all the best to the drivers. Let's make it a final, clean feature race of the season. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm very well, thank you, Darren. I'm very well, mate. Excited. My voice is going already. Still got a solid hour and a half to go, but you know, I'm doing very well. As the red lights flash for the start of the sprint feature race. The soft hard strategy being the one that's been told the fastest, but I do believe soft medium is extremely possible here at Albert Park. But do not remember, like has just been said, up the Rappel. Rappel is in a battle himself here with Eklund as they both get disqualified. Oh dear me. It's almost like that's the commentator's curse again. Eklund and Rappel both disqualified, but both in a battle of for themselves. And these two need to push themselves. Rappel looking to try and beat Eklund to 3rd place in the championship. But we do have 3 disqualifications from the formation lap. But I'll run on board with Sly Guy. I'll get your telemetry as well so I can see the ERS management details. We'll look at the tyre compound and that will do us nicely. So basically, here we go then. The tyres chosen, top 12 all on softs. Bowers, Rainman and Noah Jones all on the mediums. And the remaining holes have been filled in by soft tyres. Okay, that's very, very interesting. Not sure what's happened there. Sly Guy's been Sly Guy's left the session. What's happened? What's happened here? Sly Guy's left the session. That's not good. Because that means he won't be able to retake control of his car for a whole lap. Okay, we may have an incident on our hands here. I'm not sure what's happened. He's normally okay at not disconnecting. Well, I'll wait to see what happens if anything is said in the Discord chat. But it looked like an incident there on the formation lap. But if there's no damage on the formation lap. Bear with me. I'll see if anything is said. If we can get Sligo back in. Hopefully we can get him back in. Otherwise it's taken the majority of the excitement out of the race. Oh dearie me. But we are about to get ready for lights out. Sligo's car is making his way through the field. But he's actually on the start line. I can't take control of him. I'm not sure what's happening here. What is going on? We do have lights on my screen. Are we getting ready to get underway? We are. The boys are underway at Australia for the final time in the feature race for CSGB. And there's a car already into the pit lane. What's going on there? That is one of the Mercedes round. Netsky takes the lead of the Grand Prix. Is there a big pile up out of turn 1 and turn 2? It doesn't seem like there is. Some of the cars have got away quickly. There is a full course safety car though. So I'm not entirely sure what's happened. A bit of a mess at the start line. There's been a mess. We have a safety car at the top of the at the start of the race. We have a safety car. That was an absolute mess. So the full course caution. Where is Silly Sly Guy? Nobody knows. We have a Mercedes into the pit wall. That was Carl Catton. You can see by the front wing completely missing. But we do have a safety car lap 1 before a corner had even been taken by the drivers. So yeah, but Ryder Dahl gets up to 2nd place. Isaac Racer seems to have got a good start as well. Sly Guy, is he in the lobby? I don't know. Eklund is in 5th place. Rappel all up to 6th place, so he's moved up nicely. Hex Spencer's in 7th. But let's see what some of the drivers choose to do here. Well, it looked like a clean start for the majority of it, apart from the start line, which caused a few problems. Okay, so Sligo has joined again. Thank you very much. So he is back, but currently Netsky has been gifted the 1st place off the start line due to the AI not being the fastest, set to around 70, I believe. As we've been told, the predicted pit stops again. But let's have a quick look at the real winners and losers in terms of positions gained and lost here. So Netsky up 1, obviously Ryder up 1 and Isaac up 2. Sly Guy's dropped off 3 positions as Catterton picks himself a 5-second penalty. Both Williams are in the pits as well, as Forsen and JD. Eklund's dropped down 1, Rappel has gone up 1 and Hex Spencer's gone up 2. Fetbass has stayed the same. Bowers moves up into the point, as does Rayman. Peter also been up 4 positions, so that will probably tell you where the considerable incident was. It's probably around 5th position, with all those drivers gaining 4 places. With Jay Prentice in his final race for CSGB, currently in 12th. Abzi, your F2 champion, in 13th. Noah moving his way up from the back of the grid, slowly but surely. JD and Forzan all in the pit lane, as well as Carl Catterton, who we saw in the wall momentarily on lap 1. But we are on the safety car of the it's lap 2 now. Currently Renault sitting in a lovely position for the Constructors' Championship, leading the way, just overtaking AlphaTauri on our last event, round 10. But now they are looking to pull away from AlphaTauri, but I'm sure Silly Sligo will be concentrating on the Drivers' Championship first. Ryder's going to have to push Netsky to the limit, but Netsky is in a lovely position here just to pull away and take whatever he can. Remember, he needs to if he finishes 3rd with a fastest lap, and no matter what happens, he still wins the championship. So Netsky in a beautiful position here to take control of the race and pull away. But it looks like we're going round one more time. It's just close there with the Mercedes of Catterton pulling onto the back of the train. But yeah, we have one more lap under the safety car conditions, and then we'll be going green and racing again. Nice sunny day in Australia. Nothing you wouldn't expect. This track is very difficult in the dry, so I'm glad it is dry. In the wet would be extremely difficult conditions. I love hearing myself played back. That's good fun. There are tyre temperatures in the game. They're just trying to keep their tyres warm for the safety car restart. That is why they're doing it. Otherwise, their tyres. It's very easy to lose the rear end here with cold tyres around this track, especially out the exit of turns 1 and 2. Turn 11 and 12 also being a big traction point. But Netsky will be getting us underway. Safety car now coming through turn 14 while the drivers approach turn 13. Netsky just backing the pack up. But I think we're going to see an almighty charge here from Sly Guy, giving it all he's got. As the safety car now comes into the pit lane. And now it'll be down to Netsky to guide the cars round the final few corners. When will he go? It looks like he's pulled out a nice little gap already, and he's gone very early and caught a lot of the drivers napping. So a great restart from Netsky. And he gets away very nicely indeed down into turn 1. A good restart from him, already 1.1 seconds clear. So he is doing what he needs to do to retain title number 3. The Sly Guy, where is he? He can't really get close to anyone at the minute. No moves are being made down into turn 3. It's getting a little bit close between the Ferrari of Bowers and Rayman. But Bowers just sticking ahead for the time being. Sly Guy taking a lot of the outside grass there just to try and get the tightest possible entry into turns 9. Little bit of a chopping change at the back here. What's going on between the McLaren, Red Bull, AlphaTauri and Ferrari? That is a two-way battle here between Jay Prentice, and they're going side by side into turn 11. Bashing the wheels there. Jay Prentice just about holds on there. And how none of the drivers have come out of that one in tears, I do not know. But Jay Prentice forces his way through past Peter. And that is Jay Prentice up into 11th position. I think they're going for a do or die attitude for the final race of the season. I don't want to see it cause any massive incidents. That's nice, clean, just about fair racing. But for now, we are definitely in a race as Sly Guy took into turn 1, setting purple sectors, so he is definitely on a mission. He knows what he needs to do, but the longer he stays behind Isaac, the worse it is for him, and he's not sticking around as he goes into 3rd position down the inside of turn 3 and makes a fairly difficult move look very easy. But the McLaren's going to fight it back on the inside, is he? No, he's not. He quickly disappears into the mirrors of the Renault. So it's Renault 2 and 3 at the minute, doing very nicely for their team. And it won't be long till Sly Guy's on the back of his teammate. But Netsky just doing his job here. As you can see, Sly Guy burning a little bit more ERS just to try and catch up. And Netsky just returning it down this little straight. Well, it's classed as a straight, not really classed as a turn in this game. Or in Formula 1, in fact. As he now jumps turn 12. Beautiful camera angle there, coming through the trees. Netsky is doing his job. A man who very rarely makes mistakes. He's in one of the best positions as Fetbass and Eklund are getting close through turns 13. Running wide on 14. A little bit of a wobbly exit as DRS is now enabled after the safety car. Here goes Fetbass then, getting a great exit out the final corner and sails past Fetbass. Hexben's looking to return the favour, running outside turn 1 but pulls out. Very good driving there from the Alfa Romeo driver. He can attack him now back down into turn 3. He has DRS at 2 and... Oh no, DRS is not enabled down this straight, so we'll have to wait to the next DRS zone, which will be approaching out of turn 12. With this being a possible soft medium run, with the soft tyres having to go quite a long way, the undercut can be extremely powerful if they do go onto the medium compound, because the soft tyres do have to be pushed quite far into their lifespan to be able to do that strategy. But we're not at the pit stop crossover yet. We are still racing on the soft compound. A few drivers on the mediums in the points. Bowers and Rainman doing good job inside the top 10 on the medium compound. We do have 2 drivers at the bottom of your standings who did have to pit early on due to damage. Forzan chose to go onto the soft compound, so he will be having to stop again. I think JD probably may be looking to take those tyres to the end. It'll be very, very touch and go. I doubt they will be able to go to the end. But Rainman and Bowers getting close. In fact, Jay Prentice getting close to Rainman, looking to try and get in the points for the final time. We're not close enough this time around. It's turn number 1. Trying to make the most of his soft compound of tyres. As I'm saying, this Eklund and Isaac getting close. Rappel looking to join in on this little bit of 3-way fun too. And Eklund leading the way. Isaac is in a sandwich in a minute. And he's got to be very careful into the braking zone here of turn number 6. As a little tap on the back of Isaac. Rappel really should have... Oh, big slide from Rappel. Has the overtake button on? Has he got wing damage? He has. He's got an end plate missing. So after clipping the back, he's getting a little bit too throttle happy. And that's wing damage for the Haas driver. And that may put him out of contention with the battle for Eklund for the P3 in the championship. But Rainman has been passed now by Jay Prentice out of turn 10. So it must have been a very tight move through there. Do apologise for missing that. And moves are happening left, right and centre. A little bit of a switcheroo for the Renault boys. It's now going to be Sly Guy chasing after his P1 position he wants back that he took from qualifying. Fetbas gets past Rappel too. Rappel going very slowly now. Be surprised if he pits. If he doesn't pit, I'm sure we'll see the Haas into the pit lane. And there he goes. Ryder Dahl also into the pit lane then. So he's going on to the hard compound quite early then. So we'll see if that pays off for the Renault. Maybe just wants to get his pit stop out of the way because he was so close to his teammates. That's Ryder playing more the team game than the time advantage game. As Fetbas is looking to try and work his way onto the back of Isaac, but Isaac's still trying to put Eklund under all kinds of pressure. Looking through the field, doesn't seem to have too many close battles going on. We do around through here. Forzan getting close to the back of Peter now. Peter's still inside the points. He's been choppy and changing all race long, has the Belgian, but still keeping things nice and tight on the circuit. But the Williams looking to put him under all sorts of pressure with only 20% ERS, so Forzan looking to push early into the Grand Prix. But the exit of turn 12 is very vital if you want to make a move, and Peter mucks it up. That may allow the gift for the Williams to move down the inside, but Peter responds with a little bit of ERS of his own. He does have DRS from the car in front, of course. So he keeps on track. Hold on, what's happening? Oh, Netsky into the pits and early on. Interestingly, he's going to go onto the white stripe tyre too. So onto the hards. This is where Sly Guy is going to have to box. And that is the undercut I was talking about. Protection from the undercut there from City Sly Guy. You can see the blue spanner in the bottom right of your screen. That means Sly Guy is being told to box this lap. Whether he will take that, he will probably have to respond to the call from Jeff. And from the call from Netsky. As look around the outside is looking Jay Prentice. Bowers bashing wheels with him. Jay Prentice being pushed wide, loses the rear end. And nearly loses his car into the wall. Peter's going to try and push down the inside now. But 2 cars do not go into the one there at the entrance of turn 4. Jay Prentice still now going slowly, and Forzan looking to sweep round the outside, and he bashes the rear of Jay Prentice, and Jay Prentice is in all kinds of bother in his final race of the season, and that is a multi-car collision, and one that was very avoidable. I would be surprised if we don't have another safety car. We have Peter spun round, just waiting for cars to work their way through. Obviously no ghosting here in CSGB, and that was an absolute mess for the McLaren, but that was probably caused by Forzan going way too quickly into a place where it's very dangerous, as we now have a VSC, and Netsky has got a 5-second penalty for a severe collision with Abzi. Could that make all the difference here? What is going on? This has been an absolute mess. Let me take a second just to work out what is going on here. I do apologise if you've got caught up in all this mess, but that is an absolute mess for the drivers. Silly Sly Guy's missed out on a free pit stop. Fetbass comes in, Hexbence comes in. What is going on? But weird, strangely enough, CSG, that's Rainman into the pit lane. Where is Netsky? Netsky stays out. Oh Lord, what's going on? Does he have wing damage? No, he doesn't. Okay, Netsky does not have wing damage. We're back racing. Sly Guy still leads the way. Bowers finds himself in 9th place. A lot of drivers using that VSC for a free pit stop. Jay Prentice is out of the race, and that is not how he wanted to end his CSGB time. But it's been a great pleasure commentating on Jay Prentice. Great pleasure getting to know the guy. I've raced with him elsewhere, and now unfortunately that is him no longer racing with us, and it's sad to see him go in such a horrible way. As Catterson looking down the inside of Noah Jones. What an absolute mess we've had. We've got yellow flags. That's Jay Prentice's car coming out of the pit lane. Oh dear indeed. What an absolute mess this last lap was. A few cars getting damage. But just take me a moment. Bear with me just a minute as I try and catch my breath. Just trying to figure out what's going on. Netsky's got to look to the inside of Catterson. Catterson moves out the way just to let the championship leader through. I don't think Noah Jones will be as kind though. Battling for points. Both Ferraris in the top 3 at the minute. But those who did pit under the safety for virtual safety yard did get a free pit stop due to the delta time, reducing Sly Guy's pace. So he is yet to pit on those soft tyres, interestingly. Maybe looking to go onto the medium compound later on in the race. Ryder Dahl pushes his way past JD into turn 1, so he gets the move done with the assistance of DRS. And Catterson's out of range, but here comes Netsky fighting back. Bowers Noah getting passed by Netsky. But it is all kicking off here in the feature race. A lot of mistakes that will be looked at. But Netsky does have a 5-second penalty, which was probably for a collision under a yellow flag condition. I didn't see it, unfortunately. But that's all I can assume for getting a 5-second penalty. Will Sly Guy come into the pit lane? Yes, he does then. So he is taking his pit stop. Let's see when Netsky comes out. He is finally now approaching turn 13. Fetbass picks himself up a 3-second penalty. Will Sly Guy go onto the medium tyres? Yes, he will. So he's going to be a lot faster than the car ahead. Netsky then, round 15. And up now towards the pit straight. Where will Sly Guy come out? He comes out just side by side with Netsky. Netsky's just ahead. So Sly Guy now to put him under all kinds of pressure. While he still remains first and second on the net leaderboard. But Sly Guy on the faster compound of tyres. This is one that could get very tasty indeed. So do not go anywhere. You do not want to miss this. These two battling it out for the championship. But Netsky knows if he stays there, he will... Oh, Sly Guy picks himself up a 3-second penalty. Let's have a quick look at the penalty. So it's 5 for Netsky, 3 for Sly Guy. Oh, I tell you what, this race has only just started. Long way to go. But he will have DRS on the Swede ahead of him. Opening that rear wing now to put him under all kinds of pressure. He'll be trying to lure him into some more mistakes, I'm sure. Hopefully, there's nothing that these two do that ruin each other's races, because that will be not a way we want it to go out. But these two drivers, incredibly quick, incredibly respectful, and you very, very rarely see them in the steward's office. But will Sly Guy now have an attack at Netsky? Netsky using his overtake just to pull away out of turn 16. Sly Guy then, purple sector 3 on those new medium compound, DRS open, and he's right on the rear end of the AlphaTauri ahead of him. Will he make a move into turn 3? Doesn't look like he's going to. More yellow flags, and that's another Renault round. Ryder Dahl round then at turn 2. Could this open up the challenge for the Constructors' Championship? Do not impede the Rating Man coming out of turn 2. And Ryder Dahl just gets out of the way just in the nick of time. But both race AlphaTauri's into the points now, and both Renaults slipping out. So Ryder Dahl there, really not helping out his teammate. And I'll tell you what, this Constructors' Championship is going down to the wire as well. Big look up there from Netsky out of turn 9. Both using their ERS sparingly. Will he make a move into turn 13 then? He's looking to, you know. Here goes Sligo round the outside of Netsky. Netsky pops his car right on the inside apex. It's side by side. It's wheel banging. And Netsky just about keeps the position. He's going to look for a switchback through turn 15 is Sligo. No, he's going to go around the outside, but Netsky defends extremely well. But that's going to compromise his entry and exit out of turn 16. But that is why Netsky is your championship leader. That's simply world-class defence. If anyone out there's looking how to defend a racing line, that is how you do it, and keeps the position into turn 1 as well. So Netsky defending for his championship, and these two giving us the battle that they've been giving us all season. But turn 3 is approaching. Netsky defends again. Can Sligo around the outside this time? Bowers locks up. Wheel bashing again. Netsky gives him a squeeze. Got the inside for turn 4 is Sligo. Wheel to wheel again. A little bit of oversteer. And Netsky stays ahead one more time. This is going to be going on for a few laps, I'm sure. Do not go anywhere. But this is respect at the highest level. Now Bowers may come into this, you know, the man in the Ferrari, the F2 commentator. He may come into play here. If Netsky can get past him and leave the car in between, that could allow Netsky to just maybe make a cushion to the car ahead. But these two still pushing hard, going to be pushing each other all the way. The problem here, though, is that Sligo will want to make the most of those medium compound of tyres. He probably wants to get past so he can make the most of the pace that he's got them on before those hard tyres come into the faster category of tyre. But Bowers, he's going to go for a dive down to turn 15 as he took a look. Maybe trying to put him under all kinds of pressure. So close to the rear end is Sligo. But he's going to try and make things happen. But this is just allowing Netsky DRS. So Bowers playing a big part here in the championship battle. Just leading the cars round. Obviously starting on the medium compound tyre. So he's looking to go a few more laps before he decides to pit. Oh dear, what's going to happen here? Bowers going to be in the middle of Netsky as well, is he? No, they both get through past the Ferrari driver. I think maybe Netsky, Bowers just played his part there just to try and get out of the way of both of them. He didn't want to make this. He knows he's on the alternative route here, so he's going to try and get out their way as quickly as he can. But these two fighting all the way, it seems. Both wearing the plain white helmet as they come now through to turns 11 and 12 for the 15th time. Eklund getting the fastest lap there on the medium tyres. Here come... Peter's out of the session into the pit lane, so he's retired. Here goes Sligo round the outside of 13 and takes the lead of the feature race. Here he goes then on the charge, Sligo. But he knows that Netsky's going to have to drop back a few positions. The closest challenge to the person who hasn't pitted is Isaac Racer, and he's a long way down the road. Currently at turn 13 as he's not come around 16 to begin lap 16. Forzan's retired as well. He's out at turn 4 there. Interestingly, we do have a yellow flag. Let's see what happens in terms of safety car is out. So we have a second safety car to race on lap 16. Oh, it's all getting. He's just going to bring the grid back together. But do remember that Netsky has a 5-second penalty. So with 13 laps to go, it will probably be about 10 laps to go when the safety car comes in. The 5-second penalty may cause a big difference here as we see 4 drivers into the pit lane. There's been action left, right and centre. It's been thrilling racing. And as you see, Rainman onto soft tyres, JD onto the mediums, as well as Ryder and Rappel. And I won't be surprised to see both Ferraris come in, as well as Catterson onto new compound tyres and take their pit stop now. But yeah, it's all action here in Australia. All drivers fighting for their highest positions. Sligo leads the way after dropping out of the first lap. But this is one you do not want to go anywhere for. the two fastest drivers in the league, proving why they are, trying to prove why they should be the champion of this division. Let's have a quick look at... Oh, Netski's decided to pit then. So Netski into the pit lane. May put on a new set of soft tyres here. So he's going to be dropping down the grid. Actually, not too badly, because there's only 13 cars left on track. He's serving his time penalty now. So he's taking the 5 seconds. Onto new medium tyres he goes. And he will come out still in 3rd position. So this is a wise move from the AlphaTauri. Being helped out there by the drivers ahead. But Bowers is on the new soft tyres ahead of him. Catterson's going to come out in 4th position, the F2 driver on new softs. But City Sly Guy still has that 3-second penalty. So this has mixed up the field. Some very good pit stops there from Bowers, Netski. Remember Bowers starting outside the top 10 on the medium compound. So this has really reshuffled the grid. So a lot of battling still left in this race. But Sly Guy's going to be put under all sorts of pressure from behind. So currently, as it stands, if it stays the way it is, ignore the penalties for now, we will be going to a final race shootout in the sprint race, because Netski does not have the fastest lap. But I do, if Netski, without any mistakes, and cause that penalty to Sly Guy, oh, who knows what's going to happen. But it's going to be a thrilling end. But I think Netski does have a good old chance in his hands here of being crowned Season 3 champion of CSGB Racing F1 for the 3rd time. That's the title on the line. The young Swedish driver. The staple name here in CSGB. The one that everyone knows. Being challenged by the upcoming young Brit of City Sly Guy. But we will have about 10 laps or so to go once the safety car comes in. Still waiting for Eklund and Ryder just to come around the final few corners to catch on to the back of the safety car train. We were looking good for a final 10 lap shootout, which I thought it would be. Let's have another quick look at the penalties then, just to figure out what's going on here. City Sly Guy, 3 seconds. That could cause big problems, but you know, he is quick enough, but he will have people on quicker compounded tyres behind him. Noah Jones does have 6 seconds, so that's not the best for him, being sat in a bit of a pile with people with no penalties at all. JD doing well up in 7th, but Rayman is in the points too. So we don't just have a Constructors' Championship, a Drivers' Championship, we do have a Constructors too. I'll quickly show you that now. Ignore that. Right, here's the Drivers' Championship. The Constructors' Championship, though, as you can see, only 8 points. Hold on, 7 points separate Renault and AlphaTauri Honda. That is how it's looking on terms of Constructors, with City Sly Guy leading the way, and Netski and CSGB Rayman currently in 3rd and 10th. But we'll go back to the race. Safety car has been said to come in this lap, so we're about to go racing again for the final 10 laps. It's going to be close. It's going to be close. Netski's going to want to try and get past Bowers as quickly as possible. But Bowers on the soft compound tyre, and Bowers is no slouch, let me tell you that, in the Ferrari. He'll be putting as much of a challenge in as he can, just to try and maybe unsettle drivers in front and behind. But it's going to be Sly Guy to get us underway then. Isaac Race a 5-second penalty, severe collision under safety car, but we are underway and racing. It seemed like a fairly decent restart from City Sly Guy. And Bowers keeps his position of P2 currently into turn 1. We're right on board here as you get a good, nice camera angle down the DRS straight. Netsky looking to make a move. And he gets the move done, does he? Yes, he does. So he's up into P2. Netsky has done a very good job here. A Sly Guy on the older compound of tyres. We put under all sorts of pressure from the championship leader. Kyle Catterson gaining on Bowers. Oh, but this is Netsky's to lose in a minute. Netsky's to lose. These two going to try and pull away from each other. Bowers needs to try and stay on the back if he wants to make this a bigger fight than is necessary. But if Netsky stays here, he wins the championship here and will be crowned at the end of the feature race. But do not go anywhere because the Constructors' Championship is well up for grabs. Noah Jones gets past, Isaac, as the arm comes out the car. These two side by side, and Isaac round the outside of 14. A very nice overtake there from the McLaren. Sweeps around the outside, gives him the inside for the second to last corner, and he's up into 5th position is the McLaren. That's Noah Jones, just slots in behind. Kyle Catterson looking to take it to Bowers, last year's F2 champion. Currently sitting 3rd place in the final race of the calendar. Rappel has got past Rayman for the final points position. It's all getting very close to the back of the grid. Rappel's going to try and score points here. Ekelund hits his rival for 3rd place. But at the minute, he's not scoring enough points to close that gap significantly. I believe it's around 20 or so points. But Netsky is still 9/10 behind. He will know he won't have to push too hard as the 3-second penalty is on Sly Guy's side. 9 laps to go. Well, 10 laps realistically. But we're on 20 out of 29. Here goes Catterson and running the inside of 13, taking it to Bowers, the Mercedes driver, the person filling in. But Bowers defends nicely. Isaac and Noah going side by side again, ran the same content. Is Noah going to be able to do the same move that Isaac did to him in the lap before? The answer is no. The door is very quickly closed, but a little bit of a lock-up may open a gap. But a little bit of contact there on the rear end from the Ferrari to the McLaren. Sly Guy gets the fastest lap then. Noah pulls all the way out of DRS, of the slipstream. Just to allow him some nice clean braking into turn number 1. Rappel picks himself up a 3-second penalty also. Catterson and Bowers side by side. You've seen this quite a few times. Both Ferraris battling for vital points for their team here. Bowers stays ahead for now. Netsky's getting very close to the rear end of that Renault. Every time I look back at the interval, it's closing. So we'll stay on board with this battle. The battle we've been watching for the majority of the stream. Because this is a battle for the final time. But Netsky does not have to do anything different. He's doing his job. And the job he needs to do in a minute. JD picks himself up a 3-second penalty. Noah Jones and Isaac Racer. 3rd time they've approached this corner. The 3rd time they've been side by side. Wheel to wheel. Round the outside goes to Ferrari. What a move that is. Later on the brakes. But the inside is going to be Isaac's. But the inside will quickly turn to the outside. The next corner. Whoa, he's going to go down the inside. Here's the McLaren double lockup. Just about avoids the rear end of the Ferrari. Nearly a fantastic move from the McLaren. But these two old school cars of the sport. McLaren and Ferrari going side by side like the good old days. Fighting it out in 5th and 6th. I'm not sure it's the last time I'll be jumping on board with that battle. As they continue to fight down the DRS straight. But Noah Jones just staying ahead for now. As Heck Spence and JD going side by side in turn 3. The Alfa Romeo has the inside line. But the Williams is going to be there again on his inside. It's got to keep him just enough space. And the Alfa Romeo runs wide. It goes side by side. Heck Spence seems to have popped his way through. Fetbass looking to make a move on the inside JD. But the space will quickly disappear there. And it's heating up for battle for points as well. So fights all over the place. Netsky then still taking it to Sly Guy. Lap 22 of 29. Fetbass and JD changing again. We've had 2 safety cars in the feature race. We don't have very many safety cars here in CSGB F1 in the feature races normally. Rainman back into the points. Oh, he's round. JD's gone round at the entrance and out of turn 11. A Williams round. Wing damage for him. Rydell seems to be intact. Is Rainman intact? That's the question. Everyone else seems to have got away scot-free. So maybe that was just a little bit of a driver error from the Williams. Didn't quite catch the beginning of it, but they catch the end of it. Netsky then, right on the rear end of Silly Sly Guy. 80% of ERS compared to 30. Netsky looking to finish in style. He'll want to win on track. All drivers will. Because you never know, that penalty could get taken away from Sly Guy. Kyle close to the back. Still with Bowers. Both on the same tyres. Same age. 6 laps. These two driving around in formation, almost giving us a sort of parade of how quick they are. Still so close here between these two. Rappel has moved his way up to 9th place after a bit of a disappointing start, had a bit of a collision. But we do have 4 drivers out of the race, unfortunately. Catterson still close to the battle for 3rd and 4th. It's just as close for the battle of 2nd and 1st. But there's nothing Sly Guy can do but completely try and drive that car off the edge. Lap 24 of 29. He's pushing him all the way, is Netsky. Sly Guy's feeling all the pressure. That space will quickly disappear, but just trying to unsettle him into turns 11 and 12. DRS open then. Catterson picks up a 3-second penalty. That may just drop him off the back of Bowers. Bowers will probably feel very relieved that he's picked that one up. Maybe even give him a little bit of breathing room. Fetbass then. Oh, what happened there? Around the outside of turn 3. It almost seemed like Hexbent backed out of that one. So the Mercedes up to P7. Mercedes going very well here in this race. Currently in 4th and 7th. Jump aboard with Rainman. As he may see a bit of a battle ensue in front of him. But it's a bit of a DRS train going on. Fairly difficult to overtake around Australia. Very tight corners. But if you're brave enough, you can definitely make the move work. These two still 1/10 apart. Oh, here goes on the inside of 5. Goes Netsky. They're side by side battling. Netsky finally gets through after putting Sly Guy under all kinds of pressure. Nice move there from Netsky. Through turn 5 and 6. And Netsky. Oh, he's picked himself a 3-second penalty then. Well, okay. Just hold your horses a minute. Hold your horses a minute. Let me just figure this one out. Bowers is only 1.2 seconds down the road, meaning he will actually win this Grand Prix if he stays there. 4 laps to go. If Sly Guy can get back past Netsky, we will have a race down to the final race of the season. But it's down to Sly Guy now to get past Netsky on those newer compound tyres. He's got to stay with the Swedish driver. Bowers will currently win the race if it stays like this. Although he's not choosing to change gear. He needs to stay on the back of these two. He needs to stay within a 3-second gap. Currently 2 seconds. He is on the faster compound tyres, but those soft tyres will be dropping off now. Bowers and Noah do not need to slow each other down here. Noah needs to be conservative. He needs to think about his teammate. His teammate does not have a penalty. Bowers will win this race if it stays like this. Netsky and Sligo, both from 3 seconds worth of penalties. For this race to go down to the final race of the season, we'll take a quick look, see who's got fastest lap. I do not believe it's Sligo. So Netsky doesn't have fast lap. He will probably not be getting fast lap anytime soon. These two need to stay with each other. Bowers is slowly dropping off though. That's a problem. He needs to stay within that 3 second gap. 3 laps to go. Sligo just needs to stay with him. He needs to make a move. He needs to give all he's got if he wants to take this to the final race of the season. Otherwise, it will be Netsky who takes the win. Oh, it's livened up. Penalties have changed the game. But Bowers needs to stay within that 3 second gap. What's happened? Oh, we have a car off. Carl Catterson in the wall at the exit of turn 15. He'll go into the pit lane. I mean, there's nothing illegal with that. He couldn't really go elsewhere. Rappel past Hexpence too. Sly Guy. Noah Jones has passed Bowers. Do not mess each other up, lads. This is for the championship. This is it. Oh, they've fallen off the gap. They've fallen off. No one needs to pull Bowers round. 2 laps to go then. Sligo right on the tail. Need to watch that time. Bowers needs to really put a shift in to keep this title challenge up. Noah Jones, 2 Ferraris, and currently in 3rd and 4th. Isaac Racer looking to make a bit of an impact on the back of Bowers as well. This little battle here could probably hand Netsky the title if he stays where he is. 15 lap old medium tyres for Sligo. He did not choose to pit under the safety car. And Netsky looking to drive the absolute socks off that car. It's down to Sligo to try and catch up. Oh, this is thrilling. What a race this has been. As Isaac looking to go round the outside turn 13. Bowers parking his bus in the way. But simply, this is just not going to be quick enough. And not going to be enough. Bowers was on for a win, but he's fallen off quite quickly there. But it's not his race to win. As we start the penultimate lap of the Grand Prix. Lap 28 of 29. Both on 3 seconds worth of penalties. Bowers will jump into the... as he's actually going to go side by side with Isaac Racer down to turn 3. Bowers defends very nicely indeed. Both Ferraris getting a little bit of a lock-up on. But yeah, simply too far away now. So it looks like Netsky's going to take home the title. Unless he picks up any more penalties. Let me check one more time of the situations we find ourselves in. But these two have pushed each other all the way from lap 1 to lap 28. He's got to go around the outside, so he's got to try and make it as uncomfortable as he possibly can. Netsky very late in the brakes, side by side now. The Renault pushed wide by Netsky. Netsky had the inside line as they're going round the final couple of corners for the final lap of the race. These two have been going hammer and tong since the start of the season. Silly Sligo getting involved a little bit later due to illness. We have a yellow flag out of the final corner. Who's that? Ryder Dahl into the pit lane. Oh no, into the pit wall, sorry. So he is out of the points, which means it's going to go down to a final showdown for the Constructors' Championship as well. But they're bringing us round now through Sector 1 to end Sector 1. Netsky and Sligo pushing all the way. There's the penalty situation. Netsky is going to win the race. Unless there is a final bit of magic up the sleeve of the young Brit. Here he comes then, Sligo. He shoots all his ERS up. It's going to be Netski rounding the final couple of corners. If he keeps it on track, he will be crowned champion. 15. Little bit of a lock-up. Round 16. 11 rounds of CSGB F1 action. The Swede brings it across the line in P1. He is your 3 times champion of CSGB F1 racing. The man who pushed him all the way. What a fight. Sly Guy takes second. Noah Jones takes third on track. But across comes Bowers, taking a very, very impressive podium from the Ferrari. Heck Spence takes 5th. Rappel takes 6th. Isaac Racer takes 7th. Eklund takes 8th. Fetbass in 9th. And Rayman picks up the final point. Ryder Dahl and JD out of the contention. But oh boy, what a race. Netski is your champion. He takes first place. He had a 5-second penalty. The safety car came out and it allowed him to get rid of it. And he pushed his way all the way through the field. A brilliant tactical decision from him. Sly Guy, you've got to give a massive shout out to him. He missed a few races. He was there all the time. But do not go anywhere, guys, because we have a Constructors Battle Showdown as well between AlphaTauri and Renault. Do not go anywhere. Remember that only top 8 people get points in the sprint race. So it's all to play for. Noah Jones is your driver of the day. But Netski is your Season 3 CSGB Racing F1 champion. There he is. He wins, and he wins it on track, lifting his trophy. Silly Saiga takes second. And your F2 commentator, Bowers, takes third. What a race. What absolute speed. What absolute brilliant racing. 2 safety cars, 1 virtual safety car. And only 1 winner. And that was Netski this time around. But here's your final standings then. Netski from P2 takes the win. Sly Guy takes second place. The 2 Ferraris in third and fourth. Heck Spence takes fifth. Rappel is in 6th place. I have to do a bit of calculation between him and Eklund, but I don't think Rappel's done enough to be able to challenge for third place. Isaac Racer is in 7th in between them. Fetbass 9th, and his final point goes to Rainman. Ryder Dahl, JD, your final 2 finishers, and everyone below did not finish the race. But we do have a sprint race coming up. Reverse grid. It's going to be Netski on starting from the back. Sly goes out for the second back of those who finished the race. Everyone who did not finish will be starting from lower positions. Oh, what a race. What an eventful final feature race of the championship. I will be back in about 5-10 minutes time with the sprint race. Let me go and catch my voice and catch a drink. What thrilling action. Do stay around though, guys. We've got a big race coming up. So I'll catch you in about 5 or 10 minutes time. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and as things currently stand with the previous result, the Constructors' Championship is tied with one race to go between Renault and AlphaTauri. Currently, it is 312 points apiece. Renault have 7 wins on countback, and I believe AlphaTauri have 5. So, it is all to fight for the final 8 points positions between Silly Sly Guy, Netski, Ryder Dahl, and CSGB Rainman. Do not go anywhere. It's going to be extremely, extremely close. It's going to be extremely, extremely tight. And it's going to be a brilliant season. A brilliant end to what's been a brilliant season. It's looking dry again, which is good for the racing side of things. There's the drivers now get their setups ready. We'll allow them to get this ready to go. And we'll be out on track shortly. But it is been a brilliant season. It's been some brilliant racing. So let's finish it off one final time with a brilliant showing from these brilliant drivers. And I hope that we can finish in style. Next season we'll come back nice and strongly again, I'm sure. As Sly Guy said, just to give context for him leaving to start the feature race, his PS5 turned off for no flipping reason. I mean, when some things are not on your side, they're not on your side. But I do have a little birdie telling me that the 5-second incident where Netski picked up a 5-second penalty for a severe collision with, as far as I'm ready, up too early, so not ideal. When Netski picked up a 5-second penalty under yellow flag conditions, it was with a collision with Absi. So that will be having a look at in the steward's office after the race, if anything's made of it, that is. But I have heard that there was an incident there I missed. We did just see the 5-second penalty flash up, but we will have to wait and see what the steward's report comes out as the drivers now begin their formation lap. But there is still a bit of life left in this title fight. It depends what the stewards go down to, but Netski is currently your unofficial champion. But at the moment, it does remain that way. So let's take you through the grid then. JD begins at pole position and Ryder Dahl is in second. Rainman is in third. The two drivers currently in the points for the championship, for the Constructors' Championship. Fetbass is in fourth, Eklund in fifth, Isaac Racer in sixth, and Rappel in seventh. Hexbent's eighth, Noah Jones ninth, and a brilliant podium from Bowers finds himself in 10th. Sly Guy is in 11th, Netski just behind him in 12th. Your unofficial champion. Carl Catterton in 13th, Forsen in 14th, Peter in 15th, and Absy in 16th. Only 16 drivers on the grid to finish the season. 15 laps of enthralling action. And we'll be ready to go lights out. We'll be ready to go green in about 30 or 40 seconds time. So grab your drinks, grab your snacks. This is the final time you'll hear from me until next month when we are lights out again for season 4. It's been a pleasure commentating on every single race. Let's get one more to go. One more race underway. They fire around the final corner now to take their positions on the start line for what will be the final race of the season here at Melbourne. Normally a season opener in the real F1. But it is the season finale here. Hello to Shriekerish in the chat. Welcome in, mate. Good to see a load of you sticking around for the final race of the season. Here we go then. JD is going to get us underway as the lights tick down to the green flag. CSGB Rainman and Ryder Dahl will be battling out to turn one, I'm sure. 2 safety cars and a virtual safety car. Last time out, the yellow flags are flashing. Let's try and get a good point of view. The lights are flashing then. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. And we are underway in Australia for the final time. Here we go then. It looks like a good start from Ryder Dahl in second place. It looks like things have been kept fairly clean throughout. There are a few yellow flags flashing, and we have a full course safety car. I don't know what's happened here. Big crash, it seems, through turn 1. Didn't quite get the camera angle of it, but we do seem to have a safety car glitch here. Netsky went round, keeps his car intact. 5-second penalties all round. Sly Guy has damage. The man who's so good from coming through the grid has got damage, but he will be going on to, well, I'll say the soft tyre, but it'd be interesting to see if they come around. Netsky does not have damage, so he'll be looking to take the battle there. Let's see what happened at the front then. Ryder Dahl seemed to get away quite nicely, just defend his P2. And Rainman has damage as well. So interesting, we have a bit of a chop and change here. Remember, both drivers, both Renault and AlphaTauri are on the same points coming into this race, both on 312 points. The top 8 drivers get points in the sprint race. So it's going to be a shootout between Renault and AlphaTauri as they come into this final round of racing. Fine, it's gone down to the final race, the final round, and we have a lot of drivers pulling into the pit lane, and we have an early safety car, as you'd expect. Let me just take a quick look. I'll be back with you in just a second. Just trying to find. So it's a safety car is out. The driver's been gathered. JD still leads the race. Ryder is currently in second place. Rainman down in 5th. But it seems that everyone has now been in the pit lane. And we'll have a fresh start come safety car restart. I believe the safety car was caused by a first corner incident. I believe one car was spun around on the track, and as soon as it happens into turn 1 on lap 1, it always brings out a safety car, unfortunately. We had it on the first lap of the feature race, and we also have it on the first lap of the sprint race. Would the safety car come in this lap? It has no reason not to. It's all to play for them. All to play for. Currently, as things stand, I'll give you the rundown of the points. 15 for a win, 12 for second place, 10 for third, 8 for fourth, 6 for fifth, 4 for sixth, 2 for seventh, and 1 for 8th place. Currently, as it stands, Renault will be winning the Constructors' Championship, and it seems that we're going round again. I don't know why. All the cars have caught up to the back of the safety car, but we're going to have another lap behind it. So there'll be 3 laps behind the safety car. Unfortunately. As the AMG Mercedes takes us round for yet another lap here at Albert Park. In the sunshine yet again. No rain to rain on the parade of the final race this season. It's going to be more like a 10-lap shootout once the safety car comes in. They'll be starting the race on lap 4, which will give us 11 laps of action. JD is an F2 driver, as is Peter, or PXTR Dax. Catterson's also. So we do have some F2 drivers filling in today. With it being the last race of the season, we do have a few people unable to make it, which is a shame. But the safety car has been called in, so we are ready to go racing again as the drivers weave left and right down to turn 13 as JD is going to get us underway. They come under the Emirates flag through turns 13. Safety car pulling up to the pit lane now. Williams just trying to force a bit of hurry there from the cars behind. But the safety car is now in the pit lane. It's all down to JD on whether and when he goes. And it doesn't look he's going just yet. Very dangerously slow through there. I'm not entirely sure what he's doing. And he's going now. So he's backed up the pack massively. And he's underway then, is JD. We are underway. And it looks like Rappel's going side by side with Eklund into turn 1. But he just pulls out, and that's the right thing to do here in Australia. A little bit of a tentative safety car restart. Rappel looking to get past Eklund. Needs to be fighting 3rd and 4th in the championship. We have more yellow flags behind. Isaac Racer's left the session, interestingly. But it seems that we've got away through with yellow flags. Not sure what's happened back there with Isaac Racer. But Rappel's got to go round the outside of 4. It's going to be very tight. He's kept it on the grass. And what a move that is from the Haas driver. Rayman's going to try and force his way through as well. He's going to go for Rappel as well. But he's gone deep into 5. Runs onto the track. Noah Jones looking tasty behind. Down goes the inside. Goes Noah Jones getting 4 wide. This call is never going to end well. And the drivers just about avoid each other. A bit of a collision there with a Mercedes at the back. But Rayman stays in 5th position for now. Ryder doing what he needs to do to ride on the back of JD. Currently Renault's championship to lose. But here goes Rayman. He needs to give it all he's got to get points. And it's not going to do it by taking corners like that. Completely wrong line through there and gets done by Noah Jones. He misses up to 5th place, does the Welshman. Noah Rappel looking to get on the back of Ryder Dahl. Maybe able to make things interesting. The question is, where are the other two in the Alpha Tauri? It's very tight in this midfield. Netsky looking to force his way through, as is Sly Guy. There's still a constructors' battle up for grabs, as they're both trying to avoid the Fetbass in the Mercedes, but Mercedes parking his car like he has every right to on the inside and outside of every apex, and he just gets a little bit wobbly there, and that'll pop him back just behind Bowers as he takes that opportunity with open arms. Netsky and Sligo in 10th and 11th, still outside the pointlets. Rayman is in 6th place, and Ryder Dahl currently still staying in 2nd. So Renault currently taking the constructors' crown, as we still have 10 laps to go. Peter and Absi choppy and changing. It's all very tight in here. Around the outside goes Netsky. A little bit wobbly there from the racing point. He's going to lose out, but Sly Guy and Netsky are both through again. These two fighting like we've seen all day long. Ryder riding on board with Rappel as he's behind Ryder Dahl, and JD still leading the way. With Eklund not too far behind. Rappel looking to close on the back of Ryder, and Ryder looking to do the same to JD as well. But so far, so good on the restart. We did have Isaac Racer getting turned around into turn 1. So that is the lone McLaren out of the race. Looking behind, though, we do see side by side behind. I just missed that. I do apologise. That is not great for me. But it's Peter, Netsky and Sly Guy both trying to force their way through here. Sly Guy and Netsky both on like a tandem, pulling each other through the corner. And they've still got to go past Peter, are they? Peter being under all kind of pressure, picking up himself a penalty as well. But Sly Guy and Netsky working their way together through the field. If one goes through a gap, the other one's going to take it as well. And Netsky into the points then. Let's look behind. Fetbass and Bowers going side by side into turn 1. And Fetbass gets the move done. Nicely done from him. Ryder Dahl currently taking 12 points for his team. And let me just figure this one out for you. That's 12 points. And currently AlphaTauri sitting in 6th position, which is 4, and 8th, which is 1. So they'll be taking 3 points. So currently Renault still leading the way in terms of points as the laps are flying through here. 9 laps to go. These front three giving each other all kinds of DRS tow as they approach turn 11 and 12 for the 6th time. Two-tenths the gap now, but Ryder, he's got to want to try and make a move here. He's got 90% ERS. He saved that beautifully on the back of JD. JD's going to take the outside route. Ryder's going to try and slip his way down the inside, and it's good defence from JD to keep himself ahead in the Williams. But that's just going to allow Rappel right on the back of these three. Rappel getting close to the inside of the Renault there, nearly clipping the back end of the Renault driver, but just about keeps it clean. I'm sure Ryder's going to want to come back at the Williams ahead of him. If he doesn't make a move on this DRS straight, he may make it into turn 3. Very difficult to make a move into turn 1 just because it so quickly sharpens on that inside. It takes a lot of curb there. May have been a warning for the Renault. But here he goes. A little bit wobbly at the exit, but so was JD. And around the outside goes Ryder Dahl. Will he go into the lead of the Grand Prix? The question, the answer is going to be yes, as Rappel completely outbrakes himself and unsafely rejoins. He collides with Noah Jones. There's going to be debris on the track. Noah Jones has wing damage. Not great that from Rappel. But could he do much about that? I'm not too sure. Seemed to lose the rear of the car. But that is an incident. But it sees that Ryder Dahl gets into the lead of the sprint race. And he's going to want to try and stay there for as long as he can. But that is another incident involving the top 3. But Ryder Dahl now still... Netsky up to 5th place then. Okay, it's not finished. It's not finished completely. 4th and 5th gives you 14 points. So at the minute, as it stands, right, they're going to win by 1 point, Renault. But Netsky's going to be on the charge now to find Eklund. Oh, this is going all the way. This is going all the way, ladies and gents. Do not go anywhere. 8 laps to go. Where's Sligo? He's in 7th. He has 2. Oh, he's got points as well. It's all kicking off. He's into 6th now. Rayman's got to try and park his bus as much as he can to not allow that Renault behind him. But that's going to be a very difficult challenge for anyone to stop this man from finding a way through. Netsky's going to try and force his way to the front of the field. Rappel's retired from the session. He's in the pit lane. That's game over, season over for him. Been an absolute pleasure commentating on him as well. But unfortunately, he is out of the sprint race. But too much action going on at the minute. A little bit of a switcheroo between the AlphaTauri, as you expect. The fast drive being allowed through. Both Renaults and both AlphaTauris in the points. This is getting spicy. Sligo's got past Rayman then. He's forced his way through there at turn number 4. Oh, sorry, 5, should I say. We have a yellow flag. Carl Catterson's made a mistake. He's facing the wrong way. Will it bring out a safety car? That could shake things up. I don't think it will, though. Sligo's picked himself a 3-second penalty then on the soft compounder tyres. That could be a big change to the lineup. More yellow flags. Always a Ferrari round. That is Noah Jones at the exit of turn 12. Turn 12? Is that turn 12? No, I believe it was just after turn 12. So that is currently... Netsky is going to want to try and get a move on. But he's got Sligo for company right up behind him. Currently it's out 15. Oh, I'm doing math all the way through this. 15 plus 6. So that's 21 points. And he's going to go maybe for another point. Another 2, really. Round the outside he goes, side by side. We see this all last race. We have Noah Jones out of the session. He's retired. And Sligo's moved his way up into 4th. Renault controlling the race. This is Renault's to lose now. Done a brilliant job so far, have these two. And if they just keep it where they are, nothing can go wrong. Is there anything JD can do to respond? He's just not going to be close enough to the Renault ahead. As they come through turns 11 and 12 for the 9th time. Catterson out of the race as well. Plenty of drivers retiring, unfortunately. Only 12 left out of 16 starters. Remember, Sligo does have that penalty though. Eklund. City in third place at the minute, but will be put under pressure from behind very shortly. As will all the front three. It's going to be very close come the final few laps. Netsky gets a 3-second penalty as well. So that's going to add a little bit more drama to it. But at the minute, Renault sitting quite comfortably. JD could have a big impact now on the final lap, or the final, sorry, last few laps of the race and the final charge towards the championship. But Ryder doing a very nice job of just keeping his ERS. I think a lot needs to be said, a lot needs to be praised for this man, Ryder Dahl. He is a very, very talented driver. But maybe I don't speak about it, maybe the other people don't speak out enough just because of how quick and consistent City Sly Guy is. But Ryder Dahl is seriously quick in the Formula 1 car on F1 2020. I think a lot of respect needs to be put on his name just for how much he has contributed to this Renault charge for the Constructors' Championship. Rayman gets himself a 3-second penalty too. So it looks like it's coming home for Renault. Renault doing what they need to do. Netsky had a fantastic start, but Sly Guy did everything else he needs to do as well. But those soft tyres are going to very much drop off come the end of the race. So it all could open up again. Both got to work together now, the AlphaTauris. There's a bit of a big old gap forming. What can Netsky deliver? Delivered in the feature race. He needs to deliver a big sucker punch now. And we're now lap 11 of round 11. Eklund driving very nicely as well. Sort of caught up in the action is Eklund here. Man, he's not going to get much focus on because of the circumstances, but driving very nicely indeed. Right on the tail of the Williams. Sly Guy looking now to get right at the back, and he nearly loses the rear end there. That could have been a traumatic experience for him. But JD out of DRS range now. Maybe a case of take a lot of curb there, a lot of maybe illegal action, but will he be able to get past JD here? JD defending very well. Sly Guy slipped through as well. And is Netsky going to make a move? No, Sly Guy took that one very nicely indeed. So it's 1 and 3 currently the positions for the Renault team. And they are running away with it at the minute. Remember, Renault and AlphaTauri both had level on points heading into this final sprint race of the season. And Renault doing a fantastic job. But remember, there's still an incident being looked at. Between Netsky and Abzi. May be an outcome, may change the championship's fight, and Sly Guy is trying to get as many points as he can here, because technically he can still win the championship if that move from Netsky on Abzi is deemed to be penalty, being able to give a penalty for it. But there's currently first and second for the Renault team. They cannot ask for much more at all. You have more yellow flags through sector 1. Peter's dropped the car. He is going very slowly, and the Red Bull having difficulties in the sprint race. Carl is sharing his frustration in the chat. It's unfortunate, mate, but you've done a very good job today, filling in such a difficult division, and you've done a good job. So you should be happy with what you've done. And just go again when you next get the opportunity, mate. Keep it up, though. Done a very, very good job. So you flick through the onboards. Netsky knows he's got to make the moves. 13 laps out of 15. But Ryder Dahl, City Sly Guy, both done their jobs. Eklund looking to get past JD here as well. All action in the final few laps of the final race of the season, and Netsky swoops through. So all mistakes being punished here by these very, very talented drivers. You wouldn't expect anything else, to be honest. And they go again. JD holding his own. Peter's out of the session as well, so only down to 11 drivers now. Rayman has dropped off quite significantly. Oh, what's happened there? What's happened there? What's happened there? Looks like a lot of curb being taken from the Williams. Netsky's going to try and force his way through here. I'll get the move done before turn 11. JD just having a little bit of a twitch out of 10. And Netsky is away. And he'll be on the back of Sly Guy. Sly Guy's tyres will be feeling the pressure now. Currently as it stands, 27 points are going to Renault. With only, I believe, 12 going to the AlphaTauri team. Which means, for the first time in CSGB history, we are on to see a different team other than AlphaTauri, driven by Netsky and CSGB Rayman, taking the Constructors' Championship. We saw Sly Guy just miss out unofficially on the Drivers' Championship momentarily. Oh, big crash here on the exit of Eklund's out the race. What on earth's happened here? Both trying to get a good angle of it. But it seems to be a big crash into turn 3. I've missed that between Eklund and JD then. Both drivers getting close and losing points for their teams. That's just invited them more points for AlphaTauri. But there's not much they're going to be able to do here. Big crash though between Eklund. We only have 10 drivers left. And Forzan at the back of the grid is struggling as well. But here comes Sly Guy and Ryder. It'll be interesting to see if these two swap positions, you know, because Sly Guy may need the extra points just to try and win a championship. But Netsky's done a lot today, a lot of hard work, and he's still going. As they start the final race of the final lap of the final race of the season here in F1. Obviously, we are live tomorrow night with the F2 action. You'll be joined Bowers and James Duffy, who is unfortunately not here to racing tonight. It's getting close though between Fetbass and Netsky. Fetbass and Rainman. Is it? Was that a back marker? Oh, Forzan's racing a Mercedes here. The blue flag's flashing. He's just not getting out of the way, so I don't know what he's doing. He's definitely impeding the faster car, or the leading car, should I say. Not necessarily faster, but he's definitely leading. And when the blue flag flashes, you have to get out of the way of the faster car, and Forzan seems to be ignoring that rule at the minute. JD into the pit lane. There's a final lap. It's Ryder Dahl from row 2, from the first row, sorry, from P2. Sly Guy got to try and make a move on his teammate. I don't think he is. So the Constructors' Champions for CSGB Racing Season 3, unofficially for now, but I don't think anything's going to be taken off these two, is Renault. First, second, simply unstoppable all season long. Netsky takes third. Fetbass is going to come across the line in 4th position. Rayman pushed hard to try and get as many points as he can. He does get 4th. Hexbens takes 5th. Bowers jumps up to 5th. So 3rd and 5th for Bowers. Very impressive day for him. Hexbens takes 6th. Absy in 7th. Fetbass in 9th. JD, Fetbass 8th. JD 9th. And Forzan in 10th. But that is your season complete. Season 3 of CSGB Racing F1. Done and dusted. Simply brilliant. There was action majority of the races of the season. Left, right and centre. For the most part, it was simply unstoppable. But if you want a reason on why this race has been incredible, your top 4 simply rectify that. Renault are your Constructors' Championship, finishing 1st and 2nd. Netsky and CSGB Rayman AlphaTauri finished 2nd in the Constructors' Championship. Let me just get you a final... Let me just get you the final point standing. So it's 15 and 7. That'll be 27 points for Renault. So they'll be on 339 constructor points. And then 18. So it's 330 to 339 in Renault's favour. So Renault win the Constructors' Championship by 9 points unofficially for now. So obviously there's still going to be a steward's look report into the thing. But I think with that, Netski is your Season 3 3-time champion. And he is going to be loving life. But Sly Guy pushed him all the way. He had a Constructors' Championship for all his work. Ryder Dahl cannot be understated here. He has pushed with his teammate every single time away. But this is your final race standing for the season. Ryder Dahl wins the final race of the season. Sly Guy up from 11th to 2nd and Netski up from 12th to 3rd. Simply incredible. Rayman is 4th. Bowers in 5th. Great day at the office for him. 2 Hungarians in 6th and 7th. And Fetbass round off your points in 8th. But the final points here. Netski is your champion. Renault are your Constructors' champions. Guys, thank you for the comments. Much appreciated. I've enjoyed every single lap, every turn, every corner of this season. It's been a pleasure doing commentary. And catch us tomorrow night with Bowers and James Dovey for F2 action here as the season, the F2 season gets finished, and that will be it. But that is it. Netski is your champion. Renault Constructors champions. It's been an incredible season, incredible racing. You probably catch me back with pre-season commentary, possibly for next season. If not, I'll definitely be back for commentary on one of the other leagues. It's been a pleasure. Thank you guys for tuning in every week, and I'll catch you guys next time I see you. And yeah, have a good evening, have a good break, and I'll catch you next season for season 4 of CSGB Racing. But yeah, thank you again, guys.